Hello everyone, I discovered another niche that you can make lots of money from. Do you like my tattoos? They're dope, aren't they? All created by me with AI, and you can do it too. Here's how. First, I searched Google for free African symbols and patterns. Then, I did the same for Asia. Then I dragged and dropped two of these patterns into ChatGPT and prompted it to create a tattoo using those symbols. Here's what I got. Then I prompted ChatGPT to generate a sleeve tattoo using those same patterns, only this time I asked ChatGPT to change the design, add some shading, and this is the result. Again, I asked ChatGPT to use those same patterns to generate a sleeve for the wrist and forearm, and this is what it came up with. So I had to state specifically that I need the tattoo dimensions to reach from my wrist up to my forearm. And this is what I got. All tattoos are similar with the exception of some shading. Now, let's do another example. This time, I looked at some more symbols from India, Native America, Polynesia, and Greece. Then I wrote my own prompt, with specific details on what I thought it would generate. To my surprise, I got this. Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad. Then I requested a new design from the original, but without the flower, and it created this image. It's okay, but I was just trying different scenarios to see what the program would come up with. Then I asked ChatGPT for another example with less black and more shading, and got this one. It added a facial image, nice, but it wasn't something I had in mind. So I wrote a negative prompt to remove it and give me straight and squiggly lines, and this is the final result. For the next example, I took a screenshot of one of my avatar's forearm tattoo and instructed ChatGPT to write a prompt for it with shading, and it came up with this, a very detailed dragon head and eye, something incredible. Yet, it wasn't even close to what I thought ChatGPT would generate. So, I asked ChatGPT to follow the detail of the graphic to the T and make it into vector art, and it came up with a line drawing of a dragon. I was referring to the initial forearm tattoo, but since I didn't specify which one, ChatGPT referenced the vector art from the last image it generated. From this point, I asked ChatGPT to remove the eye and make it more abstract, and this is what I got. Not bad for a shoulder or a forearm tattoo, but I wondered what else ChatGPT could do by changing the prompt slightly. So I wrote a negative prompt to remove all the hard edges and add some shading, and this is the final image. Let's try another avatar's tattoo as a template and see what type of prompt ChatGPT will come up with. Again, it created something cool as it perceived it. So I prompted ChatGPT to remove the arm and create for me a 7x7mm black and white stencil. Let's keep going and try another one. Our tattoos are beginning to look more and more interesting. This time, I used another one of my avatar's shoulder tattoos as a template, and this is the prompt that ChatGPT came up with. And this is the image it generated. It looks great. Our designs are getting better. Again, I wanted ChatGPT to create a template for the tattoo, and this is what it generated. From this designs, ChatGPT asked me, did I want it to generate me a prompt for Midjourney version 6? I said sure, and this is the prompt it came up with. So I took that prompt and pasted it back into ChatGPT to see if it would generate the same image, and this is what I got. Wow, this is next level. It looks nothing like the original. So I wrote in the prompt area, nice. Now can you generate a tattoo from the same design for the wrist and forearm? And ChatGPT came up with this. Awesome, isn't it? Then I commanded ChatGPT to add some shading to the design, and I got this image. Yes. Then I had one last request to open up all the black areas and show more skin and shading versus all the black lines, and I got this remarkable image. Now, that's enough examples for now. I think you all got it from here. To wrap up this AI tattoo generating session, I'm going to use a popular image editing software known as Photoshop to create different tattoos from the original. There are other image editing softwares out there that can do the same, but this one I'm most familiar with. So pick your choice and let's get started. After downloading the tattoo from ChatGPT, I'm going to place it into Photoshop to edit. But first, I'm going to click on New Document and give it the size of a standard sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11 inches. Then click Create. Now that I have the tattoo document open and the new blank document open, I'm going to click on the tattoo document and select the Magic Wand tool. For those who are not familiar with this tool, it's great for monochromatic images because it can select a large portion of black or white areas instantly. So it's going to be perfect for this demonstration. Now we're going to make a selection from our tattoo, then copy and paste it into the new document. There, we just made the first stroke of our digital tattoo machine to start our new design. Now I'm going to click on the selection tool and resize the sepal of a flower or a flame depending on which one you prefer. There. Now, make the size proportional to the page dimensions so that we will have enough space to complete our design. Now let's make another selection using our magic wand. Then cut or copy and paste it into the new document. As you can see, I've been cutting, which is leaving behind a shaded outline, which can be used as a shaded portion in our design, but it won't be the case in this lesson. Or you can make a completely different tattoo using both the shaded and black areas because the shaded areas can be selected too. Now I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option key, depending on what operating system you're working on, and drag on the flame image to duplicate it. You can see we are already adding to the tattoo design. Now let's go back over to the ChatGPT image and make another selection, cut and paste it into the new design. Then I'll resize it with the selection tool and move it into place. Again, I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option key and drag the image we just pasted to duplicate it as well. Then I'll select the left handle and wait for the rotating arrow to appear, rotate the image and move it into place. Now we already have a simple shoulder or sleeve design, but let's continue. We'll go back and make another selection. This time I'll select one of the bands and paste it into our new design. From here, I will resize the image and move it into place. But before I do that, I will duplicate the band by holding down the Alt or Option key and drag the image to replicate it. Then I will rotate the bands so that the opposite sides are facing each other. This time, before making another selection from the original band, I will use the selection tool to duplicate the flame again, then place it between the two bands and start a new tattoo. Again, let's go back to the original and grab another selection, then paste and scale it and position it wherever your imagination takes you. Let's duplicate that selection, rotate it, and find a place for the puzzle to fit. Now let's do the opposite sides the same way. Now we are getting closer to designing one of those must-have tattoos. Again, let's return to the original and make another selection. In this design, I fast forward and moved the bands over to the first tattoo and copied and pasted more selections to make two entirely different designs. As you can see, you can create multiple designs. All you have to do is let your imagination be your guide. For sticking around, I'm giving away most of all the designs we created and a few we didn't. Just click on the Google document below to download them. It was a pleasure making this tutorial for you. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.